Wait, so you're telling me that you want to design a fire-safe neighborhood that can be developed into the Wildland Urban Interface to help fire mitigation? Well, I do too, so let's get started.
Wildfire season in California has been a naturally occurring phenomenon for a very long time. However, climate change has exacerbated the severity of these fires. Many people have lost their homes as a result of the fires, and one of the main reasons is land development categorized as the Wildland Urban Interface. WUI is an area within or adjacent to an at-risk community. At-risk communities are areas where conditions are conducive to a large-scale wildland fire disturbance event, thereby posing a significant threat to human life or property. This is according to the USDA Forest Service. In essence, wildland urban interface communities are areas where there is a high amount of shrubbery or wildland vegetation that is easily combustible. This means that houses built around these areas will be incredibly susceptible to natural wildfires that occurred even prior to the development of that land. Houses built in these areas are built to a certain fire code but do not have the necessary materials to prevent their houses from burning down. At first, I wanted to try and comment on the issue by building an artist shelf that allowed for mobility and easy storage. Although I did design a shelf, after watching the work of architect BJARKE INGELS, I felt I could design more. I did my research and put it together in a plan. I designed a house built to fire-safe standards in a way to create entire fire-safe neighborhoods. I went through the brainstorming process and researched multiple sites before drafting a design in AutoCAD and creating a 3D model of the house in SketchUp. I then created a model with foam core and some colored paper to explain zoning of the landscape around the houses. The houses would be built with insulated concrete forms, or ICFs, and angled metallic or standing seam or tile roofs. The insulated concrete forms can be coated with stucco or can have stone or brick veneers along their exterior. ICFs and metallic roofing are obvious choices to fireproof a house, but they are not used in many houses in the Wildland Urban Interface, which may often be built with wood. It is important to use the ICFs and metallic roofing and those kinds of materials for the design. The angled design of the roof does not have much overhanger space for soffits. Longer eaves or unprotected soffits are common ways that fire can enter a house during a wildfire. The steepness of the roof also helps the fire-safe integrity of the house by preventing burning embers from igniting roof material. Furthermore, the landscaping is designed to the code of defensible space, which is area surrounding a house cleared of the combustible materials and maintained with certain landscaping procedures. The area in the immediate 30 feet surrounding the house is Zone 1 and has multiple fire breaks in the form of mulch, orange paper, marble chips, white paper, and stone and dirt pads, black and brown paper respectively. Native plants and smaller shrubs can be planted in this area and it should remain clear of any fire combustible materials. Most of the fire combustible materials will be stored in the garage of the house outside of Zone 1. Trees can be planted outside of Zone 1 and should maintain a distance of about 30 feet apart from one another. It would also be ideal if the trees planted would be maintained and cleared of any dead vegetation near their roots and soil. These square plots can be tessellated across any surface and can also be terraced with stone wall barriers between different levels to prevent further spread of fire. There can also be roads and walls to create a second zone of defensible space that extends for 100 feet away from houses. The houses can be built in modules and customized to the taste of different people, and the size of land plots and landscaping will remain relatively the same to maintain the same fire-safe integrity of the previous designs. This house is meant to show the possibilities of fire-safe building. As a state, California developed into land which is incredibly fire-prone. It is now evident that this was a poor choice, but asking people to leave this land may be unfeasible. For this reason, this kind of building, when we revitalize once burned cities, is the kind of building we would need to use to prevent future catastrophe.